Все ли работает? Как громко-то? Все работает раз. Все работает раз. Работает. Вот пока еще не надо. Так, на чем я остановился, поговорить все равно вон пока очень пора. Громко так. Что, и так можно. По идее, он заложен.
Well met, and good fortune to you. An excellent selection. Choose a reward. Do not be sad, my friend. There are always additional crates available for... Goodbye, my friend.
И... Вот, смотри, прошу. Как ее активирую? Так, мне нужен конь.
Fascinating application of the technique.
The high elves aren't so bad. At least not most.
Как лошадь свою активировать? У меня же есть лошадь. Как ее активировать? Не убежал туда.
You'd think I'd resent the way.
Может быть, навыков где-то? Ладно, короче, пофиг. Погнали к месту дальше. Все задания, которые надо выполнить. Так, таранул. Ну вот он.
A newcomer in the warehouse district. Unusual. But how can I help you today, my friend? The Divine? Who told you that? If a justiciar sent you to try and trick me into confessing... No, no. The High Elves would never send a newcomer to perform such a task. But I admit it. I made my thoughts known. I arranged to bring my cousin here to work with me. The ship arrived, but all the newcomers were carted away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady and anyone else who would listen. And what has it gotten me? Nothing! Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. We need the help. Somerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
Есть кто-то? Чиф. Вот, да, есть. Карту еще вот так вот можно вывести.
This is unheard of. Why have you closed the monastery?
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Did you learn? Sequestered? Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but O'Newell's assistant has lived on Somerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Soxolza have to say? Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the King Lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery. Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own. Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though. When you notice that the sentry is distracted, just sleep quietly inside.
Так, куда теперь бежать? А, вот, войти в монастырь.
You there! I have a... Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
I have no idea what that was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
Sentry! Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
Well, I don't recall any... You say I won some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz always pays his debts, and he always buys the drinks.
Gold and drinks? Well, my relief should be along soon, so why not?
Он его увел. Можно бежать. Обыскивать можно.
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until... You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldach brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way. Again with the questions about the newcomers. Why do you care about the complexities of Altma bureaucracy? Still, if I had to make a guess, I'd say they were taking into the Undercroft for registration and processing. Now go away. No, not... You'll have to ask. Again with the question. The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldach has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of them...
Так, кстати, какая-то там шмотка выпала. Что, еще что-то есть?
An Aldach's office, wouldn't you agree? I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind. The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either. Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios, strange creatures notwithstanding. We need to find out what's happening. The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community relations. That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldach and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. A curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldach acquired it. Something's wrong down here. I sense magic. Vile magic. Cages? These people did nothing to deserve such a treatment.
Thank the divines! You aren't one of the monks. Please, let me out of here. It's a nightmare. We came to Somerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when they marched us to the monastery. Instead of questioning us or the usual high elf bureaucracy, they locked us in these cages. The monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber. Please, let me out of here before they take me away like the others.
Is that a scoffin?
Какие-то опыты,
Thank
наверное,
you
должны
for
делать.
setting me free.
A Daedra. Here? And that's a scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious. An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to. From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. I found this key on the creature's belt, so we can open that door. Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this. I'll explain everything later. For now, we need to hurry. Pearl's draining these people.
Что происходит?
I'll deal with the Pearl. You hold off these creatures. The Pearl's magic attracts these creatures. Hold them off while I complete my spell. Come on, let's talk outside.
Еще один какой-то. Ой, нет. Куда он бежал? Где он дверь кинуть?
Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and opposing the Queen's decree. That was Daedric magic back there. I just wish we had arrived a few moments earlier. I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. I'm a member of the Sijic Order. Our Right Master sent me to investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Somerset. My inquiries led me here. Oriandra is indeed a member of our ancient monastic society. We once served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel, but that was before we removed our island home from the world. Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all this? An Eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the Sijic island for safekeeping and study, so we can learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here. Living on Artaeum for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen
Теперь
know,
поговорить с Разумдаром.
and I'll catch up with you later.
Понятно, короче. Да. Короче, им бить можно. Я не понял, где он находится. А вот. Я не успел. Что, бухнуть-то можно?
I suppose the divine prosecution helped you settle into our fair city? Or maybe it was monks at the monastery.
А у него нет? Бутылки тут продают.
Ah, this one's new partner returns. What interesting scandal did you uncover in the monastery? Tell Raz every juicy detail. That isn't the kind of scandal Raz was hoping for. Murder, Daedric rituals, and traitorous behavior have a way of ruining an otherwise perfect day. We need to learn the extent of the Kin Lady's involvement, and by we, Raz means you. Accuse? Not exactly. Raz wants you to talk to her. See what she knows about the Oldark. The Kin Lady is meeting with local leaders. Attend that meeting and learn the truth. This invitation and set of elegant clothes will get you through the door. A Sijik? Raz has heard rumors. But there are always rumors about the Sijiks. For an island of sages who disappeared more than 300 years ago, they certainly seem to get around. Did this Sijik mage say what the Order was investigating? There was a life-sucking pearl. You should probably have led with that bit of information. Well, we can worry about the Sijik mage and figure out where these pearls came from later. For now, go see what the Kin Lady has to say. Kin Lady Avenice and Raz do not get along. You see, there was a horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and... No. This one won't bore you with the sordid details. Besides, everyone behaves well when they see Raz. You will learn more than I would.
А, во как. Нихера тут карта, бля. Я в Тамриэле. Я в Сомерсете. Нихера еще городов. Нихера себе. Там еще заводной город есть. Гавань. Пиздец, тут карта большая. Оказывается. Так, вот сюда нам берет.
Next time I'm in the field, I think I'll bring a great warhammer. Or two.
Так, а это что обозначает? Значочек этот. Квест, наверное.
The Fighters Guild. You should consider joining up. The Fighters Guild. You should consider joining up.
А, это гильдия бойцов. Нет, пока не буду спать. Никуда. Так, куда вот бежим?
Is threatened from beyond a clear and shining sea. The Welkinar, our griffin knights, take wing and make us.
Ну, город прям живет в этой игре. Игрок. Так, там какой-то наряд мне дали, да?
Yes? And who might you be? The kin lady is currently engaged. She's holding a conference with Shimmerine's elite to discuss certain Yes, so I see. However... Yes? And who might you... The kin lady? Yes, so you do. And may I say that your outfit is suitably elegant.
Ну, то есть он не в инвентаре, а просто на ей используется что-то. Странно.
Have concerns regarding the Queen's decree. I assure you that I am working with all Dark Takala to safeguard the sanctity of Shimmerine and all of Somerset. Enjoy the food and drink. Business of the city requires my attention, but I shall rejoin you shortly.
How bold of you. The Neberah dares to stand in my holy presence. Very well, bold Neberah. What can the new Alldark of Shimmerine do for you? And please, try not to bore me or spray any spittle on my spotless vestments. You heard that somewhere, did you? I'll have to have a discussion with the Divine Prosecution about how lax our security has become. No, I jest. The kin lady and I have nothing but the best interests of Somerset and the newcomers in mind. You really are well informed about things here in Shimmerine, aren't you? For a Neberah. You're right, where are my manners? Using a word you couldn't possibly be expected to understand. It means unwelcome. As in, you are not welcome here. That's a serious accusation to toss around so casually. What did you say your name was again? I want to make sure to add it to the Divine Prosecution's observation log. For your own protection, you understand. I suddenly remembered some business I need to deal with as well. Feel free to pester the other guests in my absence.
Так, ну куда она убежал-то? Выше. Выше она находится.
How dare you barge into my home without so much as a by your leave? No, I refuse to deal with one of the Queen's guests, especially not in my own home. How did you get in here, by the way? No, never mind that. Since you found your way in, I assume you can find your way... Such innocence. You really want to know why I oppose the Queen's order to allow newcomers to enter Somerset? Because I'm trying to protect both the island and the newcomers. It's in everyone's best interest that we maintain a separation. Alldark Tilkala came highly recommended. He has grand plans for protecting Shimmerine. Grand plans. Unfortunately, in my haste to deal with the Queen's decree, not that it's any concern of yours, but my Chancellor has been unable to verify the Alldark's existence prior to when we met. And I recommended him for the position at the monastery. I assure you, Kin Lord Millenthal praised Tilkala to no end. That's preposterous. Alldark Tilkala sequesters the newcomers to ascertain their suitability for life in Somerset. Those who pass will find a place here. As for the rest, they'll be returned to wherever they came from. That's what we agreed to.
My lady, one of the monks said to deliver this message. It's from the Alldark himself.
An odd location for a meeting, but I need to hear the old duck's explanation.
Так, все. Можно уходить отсюда. Да как отсюда выйти?
Mara, help me. Mara, help me find my son. An adventurer? Oh, praise you, Mara, for hearing my prayers. Please, newcomer, I'm desperate for help. My son, Arathel, has gone missing. No one will... Yes, I'm sorry. The last time I saw him, he was agitated, scared. I asked him what was wrong, but he left without a word. The guards arrived later. They said he turned himself in, that he was involved in a plot to kill our sapiarch, Icantar. No, he vanished. They say he escaped. Can you believe it? Why would he turn himself in only to escape a few hours later? They're hiding something, I know it. Please, Caraval, help me find my boy. He would... You have a perfect heart, newcomer. None of my neighbors would lift a finger to help me. The guards placed Arathel in a cell beneath the Kin Lady's manor. I'm told the Justiciar of Remand is there now, a mer named Telerion. He must know something. No, Icantar treats us like family. Arathel is Icantar's apprentice, you see? He was so proud when the attestation came through. He's been a bit withdrawn, though. I found some Aprax literature in his room. But it's just a phase, right? Right. You're new to the Isle. I apologize. Apraxic Mer are people who, for whatever reason, were expelled from the greater Elven community. Most Aprax labor for years to re-enter society. Others choose to remain in exile. Some do, yes. Treatises on class warfare, religious hypocrisy, that sort of thing. A lot of young Mer take a liking to it. I think it's healthy to push back a bit. Not too much, of course, but a bit. Rumor has it that a famous Aprax called the Mother of Rats lives in the city, but I've never met her. And even if I did, we're forbidden from speaking with her. Oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? It's just the way things are here, I'm afraid.
Так, это еще какой-то квест получается? Вот так вот мне между заданиями, понимаю, переключить. Зачем это будем ответа? Так, пока будем указ королевы.
Psst. Pretend you are adjusting your boot or admiring the architecture. As hard as it may be, look anywhere but directly at Raz. Good, good. Now, tell Raz what you learned at the King Lady's manor. Raz thinks Avanis is as naive as she is complicit, but she's not a murderer. This new Oldark, though, has so much blood on his hands, it looks like he's wearing red gloves. From what I could discover, he didn't exist before he came to Shimmarin. The Coral Forest? A strange meeting place. Raz thinks we should go and see what the Oldark is up to. After I take back that outfit, I might need it again later. Ah, you have a pretty admirer, my friend. The Sijic sage, yes? Here she comes now.
I'm glad I found you. While watching the King Lady's mansion, I saw her ladyship sneak out the back and leave the city.
The King Lady is meeting the Oldark in the Coral Forest. Raz smells something, and it isn't moon sugar biscuits.
Your reputation precedes you, Eye of the Queen. I am Valsarin of the Sijic Order, and I agree that the Aldark is more than a simple monk.
We should work together, yes? But let's travel separately to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Raz will find you both at the Coral Forest.
Так, теперь в лес бежать надо. Блин, а вот как залезут площадь, я не понимаю. Или это просто внешний вид лошади, когда купишь? Я не понимаю. По этой дороге бежим.
This is what dealing with high elf nobles gets you, Bringus. Please, you must help. I think my cousin Bringus has been captured by werewolves. Bringus got caught up in a love affair, see? Decided to run off with some high elf named Nearlin. I was supposed to meet them in Archon's Grove, help them get off the island. But when I got there, all I saw were Yes, I'm sure of it. I couldn't find them anywhere. I did meet a high elf named Estadel. He wouldn't tell me much, but he was definitely searching around the grove. He may know more about the situation than I do.
Какой-то квест еще нашел.
One of Somerset's more unique environments, the Coral Forest. I used to love coming here when I was growing up. We need to find out why the Aldark asked King Lady Avanice to meet him out here. Based on what we saw in the monastery's undercroft, I'm hesitant to use magic to locate them. I suppose we'll have to find them through mundane means. Too bad the Queen's spy isn't here yet. I understand he's good at this sort of thing.
Смотреть коралловые, да? Бы не агриться.
Murder! That wasn't part of the plan, Aldark.
You know nothing of the plan, you fool. Let me give you a taste of what the Prince of Bargains has in store for this pitiful world.
Где они?
Your prince! I want no part of Daedra! Help!
Так, а где эти чудо?
Come, Nebara. Let me show you the power bestowed. Yagra, destroy these fools.
Да чё они все вызов на дуэль отклоняют?
Razumdar apprehended the kin lady. They're at the west edge of the coral forest. What happened to Aldok Tilkalar? Did he escape? I think we can conclude that Tilkalar wasn't actually an Aldok. At least, not with his connection to the Prince of Bargain's Clavicus Vial. Strange magic and creatures worry me, however. Hopefully the pearl I sent to Artaeum can tell us more. You'd be surprised what a particular object can reveal if you know how to unlock its secrets. I need to return and tell Rightmaster Ikesis all that transpired here. If you're willing, I'd like you to come to Artaeum and confirm my story. The Rightmaster leads the Sijic Order from Kapora Tower on the island of Artaeum. This spell attunes you to a portal near Shimmerine in the ruins of the Keep of 11 Forces. It always leads to Artaeum, no matter the island's current location. One more adjustment and there! You are now attuned. Find me on Artaeum after you finish with the Eye of the Queen.
Она ебнула на меня. Так, надо открыть.
Ah, Five Claw. Queen Irene will be disappointed that the King Lady of Shimmerine allowed a false Aldark to murder so many newcomers. Such a scandal makes other travelers uneasy about coming here, yes? The Prince of Bargains. That could only be Clavicus Vile. What oblivion-inspired nest of vipers has Raz stumbled into? This one has a very bad feeling about all of this. Where is the Sijic sage? Raz would like to ask her what she thinks. The Sijic Order's interest in all of this concerns Razumdar. This one has never had much love of magic, or those that practice the art. On the other hand, now Raz has his own person on the inside. An Eye of Raz, if you will, yes? Then you must go to Artaeum and discover what the Sijics have learned. When you return, you can tell Raz all about it so he can pass it along to the Queen. Yes, Raz likes this plan. In the meantime...
Have you come to gloat? To kick me while I wallow in my own misery? Well, go ahead. I deserve it. I met him at Kinlord Millenthal's party in
Королева, я
Eleanor.
так и не
We
понял.
had similar ideas about the Queen's decree, and I recommended that he lead the monastery. Somerset isn't a stew pot, and the various races aren't ingredients to be sprinkled in like so much spice. What a hateful accusation. Tilcala told me he was going to send them back where they came from. I had no idea he planned to kill them. I give you my word. I just wanted the newcomers to go away. And to find out he worshipped Daedra? How crude. I certainly hope not. We'll have to get the Divine Prosecution in there to gather up the monks Tilcala brought with him to Shimmerine. We can't have Daedric cultists desecrating a holy site. I suppose I need to beg for mercy from the proxy queen.
А какие создания гильдии? Я уже нажал. Вспоминаем. Что они такое делают? А, типа, когда в инвентаре копаешься, типа это? Ну чё, отправимся в Артею, что ли? Или по пути выполнить этот квест? Да, по пути. А еще я, наверное, вот это посмотрю. Глаз что обозначает? Точки интереса.
The cynics are right.
Так, а чё? Выполнилось? титулу я еще не заработал. Да, походу открылось. А еще укрытие Гравельда. Вот открылось. Так, тяжелые. Так, какие характеристик дали? Ну, магию. Будем качать. Так, что тут можно хотеть? Это что? Ну вот это давай. Ну-ка попробуем. Вот так вот это, короче, работает. Так, а что это укрытие дает? Ой-ой-ой, нифига себе. Больно. Чечи наши. Ой-ой-ой. Дальше бежим отсюда. Короче, иду по квесту. Не понимаю, этот скилл мне урон, что ли, наносит? Это пещера. Эй, больно, дурак.
I must say, I've just had the most dreadful day. First, my betrothed runs off with some wood elf, and then she manages to get kidnapped by werewolves. At this rate, my reputation may never recover. To think Nirelin would put me in such a position. What do I care about Brengus? Honestly, I'd rather leave the two lovebirds to their fate. But if word got out that I left Nirelin to die, or if she managed to escape and actually marry that wood elf, suffice to say, I can't just leave her. Well, I'm certainly not risking my life. You have the look of a ruffian. Want to take on the task? If you collect Nirelin, or at least what's left of her, I'll make sure you're paid handsomely. Oh, and you could save Brengus as well, I suppose. Excellent. Once you've finished, meet me near the Mages Guild in Shimmerine. Of course, discretion is key here. I want no word getting out about this little incident, not even to common folk. Rumors do tend to spread, after all. Do you know how long this marriage arrangement has been underway? Decades. Decades worth of work, all gone if Nirelin smears her name through wood elf muck. Why, I'd rather suffer 1,000 cuts than such a wound to my reputation. Oh, well, of course, you wouldn't know, given your race. High elves take marriage most seriously. A matchmaker must be contacted to research the couple's star charts, pedigree documents, that sort of thing. It's a lengthy process. Excuse me? Well, sorry that we don't take marriage as a fast and loose affair. Marriage, as in all things, must be as impeccable as possible. Family, physicality, all those things must be taken into account. Otherwise, it's just chaos, disorder. I feel as though I told you plenty, haven't I? It's a private matter. If she's alive, just remind her of her obligations. We can still make this little fling disappear, even after this mess. Naturally, pending death, there's no honorable way to cancel now. It's best just to be discreet. After all, I can't have everyone knowing my betrothed ran off with someone of another race. Ah, no offense meant, of course.
Окей, понятно. Так, а это подземелье, да? В принципе, туда и надо. Так, ну-ка, почитаю. Не наносит. А, щит дает, вот что это появляется. Нахера куда бежать надо? Ладно.
Didn't you all hear me? Wait, you're not one of the pack. Well, you're not even a werewolf. You need to leave now. It's far too dangerous here. They've already killed Brengus, and it's too late for me. Estadel. I thought I heard him whimpering earlier. I told you, it's already too late. I've been turned. There's no place in Somerset society for a werewolf. I'm doomed to live out the rest of my cursed existence. What other choice do I have? I was miserable with Estadel, and I thought Brengus was my one chance to escape, to leave that life behind. He was going to protect me, and in the end, no, I can't live like this, serving the very beasts who took everything away from me. Just end it, please. I'd rather die than be miserable. You can take my signet ring. That will prove to Estadel that you found my corpse.
Что же сделать? Я не знаю, где это.
Thank you.
Давай,
Remember,
убью.
this is my choice, and I...
С одного удара. Так, а босс-то я не нашел, кстати. Тут где-то еще босс должен быть. А? Кто-то позвонил? Лер. Кто-то позвонил? По-любому, да? Ну да, получил предмет. Кис. Ты спишь? Кис. Ох. Так, а куда он свернул? Пойду схожу туда, посмотрю, что там. Видимо, я не открыл. Место. Все-таки его завалить надо. Ай, больно. Мне походу рано пока это долбить босса. Ладно, погнали на вот этот квест. А это что дается, я забыл. А, достижение просто дается. А, это мы в Артеуме. Не, я пока не пойду здесь выполнять квест. Или это основной квест? Не хочу пока в другую выказ. Не, это основной квест. Надо туда идти. Так, ну бабок у меня пока мало. Пойду пешочком. Пятый уровень. Даже 2 очка есть. Ну вот так. Получаем. А, еще вот так вот можно сделать. Это восстанавливает единицу магии, а это... А это сплэшем будет, что ли? Так, ну это для меча. А я-то с посохом должен, если с мечом. Я что-то не понимаю. Надеюсь, посох. Вот это все-таки мне надо, наверное, качать. Или меч мне все-таки здесь. Я не понимаю.
And there was no sign of Lathan. I don't know whether to be grateful or concerned.
What a rare honor Valserin bestowed upon you. Only a select few not of our order have ever walked upon this sacred island. Val tells me your aid was indispensable in uncovering the false Aldoc's plot on Somerset. Unfortunate, certainly. The magic you describe sounds familiar, though I can't quite recall where I've heard of it before. I fear the pearls may be a harbinger of the threat Sothasil warned. Sothasil, one of the living gods of the Dark Elf Tribunal. He's an honorary member of our order. After an attack on his Clockwork City, he warned us about a Daedric threat to Somerset and Artaeum. I sent Valserin to investigate. Indeed. But not until we finish studying the pearl Valserin brought us. There are mysteries to unravel, and Val believes you will be instrumental to our success. We can get started immediately, unless you want to explore our island first. The next step involves a thorough examination of the strange pearl you and Valserin recovered from beneath the Shimmerine. We are the Sigic Order. While I head in...
Так, это следующий основной квест. Так, а я молнию не могу использовать случайно, я так понимаю, да?
Friend of Valseren. Tranquil greetings, Caraval. You will forgive me if I seem awkward. We rarely entertain guests here on Arteum. I am Kelleris. Right Master Ichesis told me a great deal about you. I suspect he has plans for you within the Sijic Order. The Right Master holds you in high regard. That is proof enough of your worthiness. The Sijic Order requires practical wisdom, outside perspective. Unless I miss my guess, you can provide both. You would be a worthy addition to our ranks. Eager to begin? Good. Eagerness is just what we need. Your first lesson begins now. The Order has detected a number of irregularities on Tamriel. Small breaches in the fabric of time. I would like you to seal them for me. The first cluster of time breaches appeared on the Isle of Somerset. You should start there. Go speak with my apprentice, Josaja, in the Athenaeum. She will provide the tools you need, a map, Sijic seals, and the Augur of the Obscure. A noble heart and a solemn commitment to the good. Achieving membership in the Sijic Order is a serious and lasting endeavor. You must be prudent, but fearless, withdrawn, but compassionate. It is not something to be taken lightly. Too reclusive, I fear. The truth is that we have grown old, Caraval. A mixed blessing, I suppose. Long years of seclusion have allowed us to study and learn, but always at the cost of our relationship with the outside world. We need youth, vigor. As your knowledge of the old ways grows, so too will the rewards. For instance, we are prepared to teach you new and powerful spells. As in all things, the best teacher is experience. This matter of the time breaches will act as your exam. Only this. Purge yourself of selfish intent. Membership in the Sijic Order will bring you both prestige and power, but such honors often lead to Wegnithir, the bad change. What you do in the Order's name, you do for others. Never. The map will show you the approximate location of each time breach. I apologize. Our visions, while powerful, are not always specific. Make your way to each X on the map, then use the Augur of the Obscure to discover the anomaly's exact location. These time breaches are not visible to mortal eyes. The Augur, however, perceives time and space very differently. Gazing through it will allow you to peer through the veil, to see things both visible and invisible. Things like these breaches. Precisely. Think of them like bandages, I suppose, or tourniquets. The chrononymics they contain will stabilize the rifts and harden. I serve as the chief law master here on Arteum, a grand title for a modest pursuit, truth be told. I protect and maintain our various libraries and archives, safeguard the details of our Order's history. 863 at last count, not including the Right Master's personal collection, of course. Don't trouble yourself looking for them. Many of them exist in quasi-planes and hermetic mind spheres. It helps keep things tidy. Comparatively, yes. Many of my peers spend their days examining the nature of reconstituted souls and studying Etata dream residue. Still, I love my work. It also affords me the opportunity to spend time with our initiates. Of sorts. I educate students on the importance of compassion, discipline, objectivity, and the like. Our order's chief virtues. It can be very rewarding, provided the students take such lessons to heart.
Куда? Ладно, короче, на этом все.